Hey, what up? It's Brad with Home Love Construction, and in this video, I'm going to explain the difference between a hip and a gable roof. So if you are building a room addition or a custom home, you are probably being asked, or someone is bringing up at some point, do you want a hip roof or do you want a gable roof? And you might think, geez, I don't know the difference. I don't care. Just draw the roof, build the roof. Who cares? That maybe not so fast. There are some big critical differences between what's called a gable roof and a hip roof that you need to be aware of. And first off, what's the difference between them? A gable roof, to put it simply, looks like a triangle from the end. There is no downward pitch at the end of the roof. It's just triangles all the way down, and we'll throw a picture in here of what a gable roof actually looks like so that you can look at that. The gable roof is simply built by just what I said, stacking the trusses on top of the block walls, and it goes all the way out to the end. You cover the end of the gable like that last truss right there that's sitting on top of the block, and you're good to go, you're done. For a hip roof, it actually looks more like a pyramid. It has the ridges that come down to the corners, and we'll put a picture up of what an actual hip roof looks like. But a hip roof has a couple different things. It can be built out of trusses until you get to the point to where it starts going down. That cannot be built out of trusses. That has to be framed with boards. Literally, they have to get 2x6s or 2x8s or whatever your plans call for, and literally make all those cuts and frame those corners out. If you were to look at it from underneath, you would see truss, 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 and then you see all these boards just poof, fanning out. That all had to be put in place basically by hand, cut on site, placed in, and those create the actual hip. So there's a big difference between how these two are finished and how they perform. One, realize that a hip roof takes more shingles or more tiles or whatever. It takes more to finish out from a roofing perspective. It also takes more framing labor and typically more framing material. So a hip roof is usually going to be more expensive than a gable roof. But a hip roof, if you're in the state of Florida, is much, much more preferable than a gable roof for the simple reason of you have less wind exposure from a hip roof versus a gable roof. If you think about it, a hip roof has nothing that the wind is gonna run into other than the little soffit overhang. The wind goes right up and over the roof. For a gable roof, which remember, it has that triangle at the end, which is called the actual gable, the wind can come up and bam, hit that, and there can actually be holes put in it by wind and stuff like that, and the whole roof can actually experience more lift, which can rip the roof off of a house. That's actually the biggest risk in wind, because the roof is essentially like a sail. It can get picked up and pulled off. A hip roof is better strapped down than a gable roof, just by nature of how the edge of the roof touches the walls on the outside there. But like I said before, a hip roof is less expensive typically than, or excuse me, a gable roof is less expensive than a hip roof to build. So there's pros and cons of each. Whenever possible, I try to have people build hip roofs. Now, that said, sometimes you actually want gables on the end of your roof, and if you're not in a high wind area and you want the architectural feature of the gables, that can be a really nice addition. If you're doing a room addition to your house, sometimes we'll actually add roof features that don't really go anywhere, like they're just for show, but they really change the way the house looks from the street. Gables are really good for that. And then hips obviously can give more of a sleek, like kind of like Mediterranean look to a house, you know, if that's what you're going for, which some people are going for that. Some people want the, you know, kind of craftsman style with the gables on it. So there's a lot of considerations. If you need help deciding, you're just like, okay, I get what those are, what do I do on my house? We can help you with that. We do what's called design build. So we design a project and then we build it, to put it very simply. If you want help with the design of your project, either in the Tampa Bay area or anywhere in the continental United States, we can actually help you with that virtually. We do virtual design services for people all over the US. Go to homelove.construction/design, and you're going to be able to see how you get in touch with us there to get a consultation from our design team and actually start designing your project. So if that's you, homelove.construction/design, and you can start your design literally right now. We can start right now. So look forward to hearing from you. If you got value out of this video, please hit the subscribe button. I'll talk to you very soon. See you in the next vid. Peace.